Hey guys, John here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this lesson I want to show you how to play a blues rock solo in the key of E. It's a 12-bar blues. It's got more of a rockin' feel to it, maybe a little bit of a Hendrix vibe. For the tone, I'm using a Fender Tweed Twin reissue amp, and it's pretty much cranked up using an IR I created with a AEAR84 ribbon microphone. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first couple licks for free, and if you would like to learn the rhythm guitar part that I'm playing behind the solo, as well as a full lesson to this, including the interactive tabs and backing tracks, check out the All Access Pass. Okay, let's go ahead and start the lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break this solo down for you into 7 separate licks. This is a 12-bar blues. We're playing in the key of E. I'm using my bridge pickup for this solo section. And so lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick number 1. It's coming in 2 bars before the 12-bar blues starts. So the first note is right before the first bar that comes before the 12-bar blues. It's just like a pickup note when we're bending that 14th fret here on the G string. It's coming in, so you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on that upbeat, I'm actually doing a rake and going up and then down. So you got up, up, and then rake to get to that note. So when we bend that 14th fret on the G string, we play this lick like this. So I got this, bar your first finger on the 12th fret of the B and the high E. So I'm going to hit 12, 12, 12. Now slide in 15 to 17 on the B string. And that's going from first position minor pentatonic to the second position minor pentatonic. Really cool move of just getting from the first position to the second position. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to put my first finger on 15th fret of the high E. We're using this little second position minor pentatonic box, often called the Albert King box, doing this move. Then 17 with your third finger on the B, and then roll it to the high E. Then roll it back. Back to 15, pull off 17, 15 on the high E, and then back to 17, 15, 17. And then that's the first bar before we start the next 12-bar blues. It's kind of like a pickup part of the solo. Now, when we do these 3 bends right here, that's starting the 12 bars. The next 12 bars. So we're bending 17th fret just 3 times. So that's coming on, we got the first beat, second beat, and then the third time you do this little phrase. Now 15, and strike 17 twice on the B. And I know that 17th fret right there, that is our root note, that's our E note. So just a classic kind of a Albert King type move. A lick 1, pretty basic kind of a blues rock lick. It's just a cool thing to do to know that up and then down rake. A lot of people may just rake like this, but it's cool to have that upstroke with it. Gives you a lot of attitude. And then we have that classic kind of Chuck Berry move. You just have to know that lick. That's just something that if you're going to play blues guitar, you have to master that lick. So if you can't do it very well, just make an exercise out of it and practice it in all keys, you know, this thing. I like to do with the pick, down, down, up, down. Everyone does something different, it seems, but I like to do that pattern. Down, down, up, down. So you can experiment of what is, good for you to do as far as down upstroke picking. But take that little phrase and just maybe play it all the way down the neck like this. That's in the key of G. It's just using your first position minor pentatonic scale. If you can't go that fast, go slower. And keep your palm above there, all these other strings so they don't ring out. And also notice that with your first finger, you can barely touch that G string, because if you bend that slightly, you're going to get that. I'll go back to the key of E, what we're doing. So if you take your first finger, barely touch that G string, when the G string falls back, it falls right on your first finger, so you get a very clean sound. Use the palm to attack all the lower strings, and we have a very clean. So that's how that works. And then you get to add the rake onto it. Do that in all keys. Then you can attach the slide to it. So that becomes an exercise. You could do, like I was showing you, this first part of the lick. I'm just playing it in different keys. You can do it slowly. You don't have to do it that fast. So with some of that stuff like that, it's good to just make an exercise out of this thing and play it in all keys, because it's going to feel different when you do it in E versus doing it in G. It's just a really cool blues lick. Anyway, back to the lick that we're doing. We had this thing. That's the main thing that we're playing for lick number 1. Make an exercise out of all those parts that you can't get, and I'm pretty sure you'll get it down with enough practice. Okay, that's it for lick 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick 2, and it's a really fast lick. Got some really cool blues rock moves in it. So the first thing we're going to do, we just ended with that vibrato. And just slid back like that. Now we're going to slide back up into the 15th fret of the B string. Now we're going to go 12, 15, 12 down the B string, first position minor pentatonic scale. Slowly. Now bend up 15th fret on the high E string. Pull it down, and you're just going to bend that second one just slightly. I mean, hardly at all. And then you're going to hold that bend for 1 beat. And then you're going to just bend that very slightly. You hear Stevie Ray do that kind of stuff, Albert King a lot. And even popping it with your finger, you could do that. I'm not doing it on the solo, though. Now, this fast little phrase here. So this is another one you could break up into sections and practice each, independently of one another, and make exercise out of them until you can get it really good. So first section is this. Second section. In the second section, I'm just doing this little phrase. Chuck Berry thing. And now this little blues move, we go 14, 15, 14. Pull off to 12. Now 14 on the D. 14 on the G, back to 14 on the D, now 12 on the G. And vibrato that really hard. Then I'm doing like this slide back thing on the low E string. So lick 2 is pretty fast. It might take you some practice to get that one up to speed, but as I was saying before, if you can't do it, just make an exercise out of it. And some of those little pieces right here, like this thing is a great exercise. I've talked about it before. Practice that in lots of different keys. I'm just moving up. Slowly. It's a great blues lick. It's using the blues scale right here. That flat 5 interval. We got 14, that 15th fret right there on the G string. Blues taken from the blues scale. So pretty sweet lick there, lick 2. It's just got some technical things. You just have to get really good at this as well. The second part of that lick. So that could be another exercise. I like to start with an upstroke on that phrase. The whole lick, we did this. Now is that phrase I'm talking about. So you just go, like I said, start with an upstroke, 12, 15, 12. And then use my second finger to bend that 14 slightly. Keeping my first finger touching the G string while I'm barring the B and the E. You can move that to different keys. And then you could add the other piece onto it. Back to E. So doing those things slowly every day that you can't play will definitely get you better at playing those type of licks. And you can put those type of licks into any slow blues, shuffle blues. You know, it just depends. This is a 4/4 rockin' blues, so a little bit different feel, but the same licks can be used in the slow blues as well. Okay, so that's it for lick 2. Okay, well that does it for this lesson. Like I mentioned previously, if you would like the rhythm lesson, the full lead lesson, the interactive tab and backing track, check out the All Access Pass. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.